Hey guys, back here at Ground Control. A couple of your instructors, Ryan and Boris here, going over a couple of techniques. Now we're going to go over a couple of options that you have if your first attempt at the cross collar choke from full guard doesn't work. So we're going to start from the full guard position. And remember, in an earlier video, we talked about opening up, bringing your partner or your opponent down towards you, entering with our handshake and trying to get nice and deep behind the back of the neck toward the tag, and then we angle towards the other side using our far leg as our reverse crunch, and then coming with a grip onto the shoulder in order to finish. That's what we went over before. Sometimes, once we get this hand in place, an experienced jiu-jitsu practitioner is going to kind of know what we're going towards. So a lot of times they'll be looking to prevent. Now, one of the things that happens, sometimes it's tough to create that angle to open up to get our traditional cross collar choke. So if we're stuck on the same side that our choke is, rather than fighting all day to try to get a grip onto the far shoulder, I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to go with a handshake grip, finger entry again, and we're going to go ahead and attack the lapel on the opposite side. And just get a similar grip. It'll be a little bit more shallow, but I get a similar grip to the one that I have up top, my primary choking grip. From here, once the grip is established, I'm going to finish the same way. My elbows come towards my hips. I don't go elbows out. Elbows come towards my hips, rolling my wrists, and then we finish with another variation to a cross collar choke. Another thing that may happen is once we get nice and tight here, and now hand fighting begins to happen. So on this side, I'm going to look to attack the arm on the same side that I'm trying to apply the choke. So what I do is I'll go ahead and establish my grip, and a lot of times I'll go towards a pistol grip from here, and I'll try to punch his wrist towards my far biceps. I'm still controlling posture with my cross collar arm. Now, my leg on that same side, I go foot into the hip, and my leg on the opposite side kicks up, and now pendulums in. As I do that, I maintain that exterior rotation, and now I've created my angle that I can come over top of the head, switching towards the wrist and lifting my hips into an armbar. So this is sinking the cross collar and the armbar together. From this position, a lot of times the armbar, the triangle, and the omoplata are going to be interchangeable depending on your preference. So, the same thing. We can still punch through and start working towards an armbar, or feet go towards the hips, coming towards our omoplata. I generally have more success hitting the armbar from there. So that's going to be my preference in this situation. The last thing that we're going to look to do is once we have the cross collar, the primary grip established, and now the person is hand fighting here and we're having a lot of trouble. We're going to open our guard, and now I'm going to try to grapevine my legs underneath the legs of my opponent. So my ankles are going underneath, threading underneath and grapevining. From here we go for an extension, and as I extend, I'm going to go ahead and rotate away from the side that I'm choking. What happens here is a lot of times guys will post their arms to stop from being broken down, and now I go back to the traditional finish and finish the choke. One more time with that one. One of our members, Victor, he's one of our blue belts here, is great with this one. He calls it opening the chicken. So, I love it when he says it too, but we're gonna go ahead and have an attack on our primary arm. So we unlock our guard and hook underneath the laces. As we have that grapevine, we extend out, opening the chicken, and I also start sheeting my angle so that I can come right back to my traditional finish. Elbows come down, and then we finish the cross collar. So there's a couple of options for you right there. If your first attempt at the cross collar choke doesn't work, a couple of transitions to work off to.